All right, guys, so today we are going to start our science lesson. So as you can see here, we have a picture of a cell phone on our projector. And I'm going to pick a popsicle stick from the jar. And my question is, how long does it take to send and receive a message? Let me pick my popsicle stick. Tommy, how long does it take to send and receive a message? Tommy?
10 minutes.
When you send someone a text, does it take 10 minutes
no,
for them to get it? How long does it take? If I sent you a message right now on my
Like
cell phone.
2 seconds.
Like 2 seconds, right? So when we send someone an email, a text message, they get it instantly. They open it right up the second you hit send. Now, what if you sent a message and it took a month to get to somewhere? It took 3 weeks, right? What do you predict would happen if you had to wait that long? If you were to send someone a very important message and they wouldn't get it for a month, what do we predict would happen? Oh, Kelsey? Great answer, Kelsey. That's great. I also want you guys right now to turn to your shoulder buddy and quietly share your thoughts. All right, perfect. Turn my light back on. All right, so today's objective, which is right here on the board, says given a multiple choice test, the student will identify the correct answers about the Pony Express with 90% accuracy. So that means at the end of this lesson, you guys will be able to complete your test and you're going to be able to identify what the Pony Express was and how it really helped improve communication in the 19th century. So we're going to take out our notes from yesterday. Yesterday we had our lesson on the Wonderland wagon. So go ahead, take your notes out, review them for a couple seconds. Today, while you're reviewing your notes, today we are going to be learning about the Pony Express. Would anyone like to share what they think the Pony Express is? Matt? Okay, that's a great guess. Anyone else? Callie? Perfect. I love your thinking. Now I'm going to pull up our slideshow on the Pony Express. All right, so the Pony Express. All right, so the Pony Express was from April 1860 to October 1861, and it was the fastest mail in the West. The story of the Pony Express, which carried mail between Missouri and California, is a famous chapter in the early days of Western history. The Pony Express riders were a group of young men who were hired to carry the mail by horseback across much of the country. And again, the service began April 3rd, 1860, and it ended on October 24th, 1861. It lasted about 18 months, or until the telegraph line was completed. Now this trail, right here I have the Pony Express route, the trail went from Missouri all the way to California. So this whole red trail is where they rode. It was almost 2,000 miles. And scattered across those 2,000 miles were 190 relay stations where every 10 to 20 miles, the rider would stop to change horses. At a home station anywhere from 45 to 85 miles apart, a new rider would take the mail and continue the journey. Can anyone explain why they think the rider would change the horses so often? Why do they keep wanting to get new horses? Bobby? All right, Bobby said so the horse doesn't get tired, and that is a great answer. They wanted those horses to be well rested and be able to be strong and make that journey. Prior to the Pony Express, stagecoaches were used, and that took about 3 weeks to a month to get their mail. With the Pony Express, it was 10 days. And here you see we have an ad for the Pony Express. It said 10 days or less. They wanted young, skinny, wiry fellows, not over 18, to ride the Pony Express. What would the importance of receiving the mail so much faster be? Katie? Great answer. Yes. Awesome. All right, so now in the middle of your tables, you guys have a worksheet. Go ahead and get that worksheet. We're going to write our names on it. So under your chairs, some of your chairs, there are 4 Pony Express facts. And then on your tables, you guys have your bubble organizer right here. So I want you to write your name, and then I wrote in some of them already, and you'll just have to fill in the blanks with the information. So look under your chair and see if anyone has a fact. Ashley, yep, bring your fact up. You're gonna come up here and we're gonna read it to the class, and then you guys make sure you are filling in your bubble organizer.
I think I got it first.
Good job, Ashley. Yep, the Pony Express ended in 1861 due to the telegraph.
That's a sound of it.
Great job, Ashley. You can go back and sit down. Make sure you guys are filling in your organizer. Oh, Brittany, you have a fact? Come on up, Brittany. Go ahead, read your fact to the class. Make sure you guys are reading in that filling in that second bubble. All right, Mark, you have a fact? Bring it up here. Go ahead, read it to the class. Guys, this is the 3rd on your bubble organizer. Make sure you're filling in the word. Perfect, great job. You can go have a seat. All right, our last fact. Yep, come on up, read it to the class. Perfect. Awesome job. You can go have a seat. All right, I'll give you guys just another moment to finish filling out that organizer. All right, you can go ahead and turn it back into the pile in the middle of your table. And then table captains, I want you to hand out the packets to your table. All right, so we're gonna work together at our tables to complete this packet, and we're also going to do it together as a class. So as you can see on the first page, there's some key vocabulary. I'll go ahead and pull that up so you guys can see it too. That does not want to work today. All right, so I want you guys to review the key vocabulary. The first section on our worksheet says 3 things you learned. So I want you to discuss with your table about 3 things you learned about the Pony Express. And go ahead and fill that in. Does anyone want to share one thing that they learned? learned about the Pony Express?
I learned that the Pony Express was a mail service that was used for horses.
Yeah, mail delivery service, and they used horses.
Um,
Another thing?
it ended in October 1861.
Great. So those are all great facts you guys can write down. Austin, do you have one more fact? Something you learned? Great. Awesome. So then in the next section of that worksheet, it says to draw a picture of something regarding the Pony Express. So that could be something to do with the horses, that could be something with the riders. Go ahead and just draw a picture. Doesn't have to be anything detailed. Give you guys a moment. All right, perfect. So now we're gonna go to the next page. If you flip it over and go to the back, the first question says, what was the Pony Express? Bobby, what was the Pony Express? Yup, exactly, great answer. The next question is, why was the Pony Express important?
So people could get their mail.
Yeah, so people could get their mail faster, perfect. And the last question says, what were some of the challenges that the riders probably faced delivering mail?
Their horses could stop going.
Yeah, their horses could get sick, they could be ill, the weather. They were outside, so it could be the weather. All right, I'll let you finish filling that in. All right, let's go ahead and get our whiteboards. Make sure you get your dry erase marker. All right, so you're gonna silently write down your answer, and then when I tell you to, you're gonna hold up your whiteboard. The Pony Express delivered mail from California to what other state? Write your answer. Give you guys a few seconds. All right, hold your whiteboards up. Awesome, perfect. All right, go ahead and erase those. How long did it typically take to receive the mail using the Pony Express? All right, hold your whiteboards up. Perfect. All right, go ahead and erase those. And the last question, what was created that put the Pony Express out of business?
Oh.
Right, silently write it on your whiteboard. All right, get ready to hold those up. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Great job, guys. All right, so now in the middle of your desk, or middle of your tables, you're going to get your final paper of this lesson, which is our quiz. Make sure you write your name on the top. This is a multiple choice quiz, and we're going to do it silently. If you finish early, feel free to take out your book and do some reading. All right, test is finished. Go ahead and turn that into the basket. Now we are going to just sum up what we learned about the Pony Express. It was from April 1860 to October 1861. It went from Missouri all the way to California, almost 2,000 miles. Does anyone want to read the last sentence? Oh, Mark, go ahead. Perfect. Yeah? So yesterday we learned about the Wonderland wagon. Today we learned about the Pony Express. And tomorrow we are going to learn about another advancement. But that's going to be a mystery until tomorrow. Cameron, would you like to read our objective out loud to the class?
Given a multiple choice test, the student will identify the correct answers about the Pony Express with 90% accuracy.
90% accuracy. Great job. So lastly, how did the Pony Express improve communication in the 19th century?
Because they made the telephone, and instead of taking it weeks or months, it took a few seconds.
How did the Pony Express improve that communication? They didn't have cell phones when we did the Pony Express, right? What did they use? They delivered the mail on horses. Why did the Pony Express riders change horses so frequently? Timmy? Why did they change horses so frequently?
So their horses wouldn't get tired.
Yeah, so they weren't tired. Lastly, how long did it take to receive mail with the Pony Express? Billy? Perfect. All right, guys, we are going to clean up our stuff because we have to head to lunch.